Do you think your ways of teaching, your methods of teaching have changed during all those years of enormous experience in teaching students?
Oh, yes. Today, I have people who have won the Casals competition, the Feuermann competition. They come to my home in Wellfleet, it's a little town on Cape Cod. I have a cottage which they stay in, and they absorb some of my ideas and come away thinking a little bit differently about music making. And I hear the results and I see the results because they start on their careers and have success. So it's very gratifying for me. I've had, thousands and thousands of concerts. I've been on the stage most of my life. I've had, I would say, 8,000 to 10,000 concerts in my lifetime. And that's a lot of concerts.
Yeah.
And now I'm beginning to feel that my time should be devoted to more and more to teaching. I'm not anxious anymore to have audiences applaud me. Now I want to see results in young people.
How do you prepare yourself for a performance?
We used to play 7 concerts a week. And sometimes 20 concerts in 21 days, one day for traveling. And after the first 5 concerts, 6 concerts, your concentration is on the music.
Yes.
You have absolutely no fear of being in front of 2,000 people or 3,000 people. They are absolutely not in your thoughts.
Right.
You walk on stage and your thoughts are only on the perfection which you look for in the performance. And with the trio, it was that way. We had great respect for one another's playing, and we tried to help one another on stage.
Yeah. Playing chamber music like that, did you find it any different from being on stage as a soloist?
Oh, yes. In chamber music, you are able to add to what the talent of the violinist is, or the pianist. And it's the work of 3 composites getting together to form a thing of beauty, one instrument. And that's, in a sense, much more worthy ambition than being a soloist, where you walk into to do a concerto with orchestra and you have a conductor who 9 times out of 10 disagrees with your tempos.
Right.
and your musical ideas anyway, but you have to conform to what he does with the orchestra.
Yeah.
So I think that there are many things in chamber music which are more fulfilling musically than being a soloist. And then it takes I think it takes a different kind of person to want to spend your life alone, wandering around, playing with orchestras. It's a different kind of life.
Yes.
It's, in a sense, I suppose it's very gratifying, but if you've had it for a while, in my case, I enjoyed very much the variety of repertoire. And I think Casals also felt that way, because he had his great trio, and while he had his solo performances, but he loved chamber music, and even in his last days, he spent much of his career playing chamber music with fine artists.
Who were the most important partners for you on stage in chamber music, or the conductors, instrumentalists?
Well, when it came to conductors, we had the Beethoven Triple Concerto together. We had the Brahms Double Concerto, the violinist and I. Usually, and very often, we had the whole program where Pressler would play a Mozart concerto to start with, and then we would do Gile and I would play the Brahms Double, and then we'd finish with the Beethoven Triple. And so I had much experience playing with orchestras all over the world. But the one that I would say that I had the most pleasure with was Bernhard Haitink.
Mm-hmm.
And we recorded the Beethoven triple with him for London Philharmonic.
Coming back to the cello and its repertoire, are there any contemporary composers who you would really rate as the most important protagonists for the repertoire?
Oh yes, well, you know, I played a recital every year in New York, either at Carnegie or at the Town Hall. And each recital I had a new work. I would say that there are 2 or 3 which have become world renowned and which have been repeated and are now part of the repertoire. And I would say that the Elliott Carter Sonata, which he wrote for me, is one of the major pieces in the repertoire, and it's being performed here in Europe regularly.
Yeah. So did you also work closely with contemporary composers in the context of the Beaux-Arts trio?
Yes, we had I'd say about 15 works written for the trio, yes. We worked with Aaron Copland on his piece, and Ingolf Dahl and Boris Kutzen. They would come and work with us for first performance. And, yes.
On the other side of the spectrum, what is your approach to historical performance practice? Which also people playing on period instruments, playing in a completely different style, using forte pianos and gut strings.
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting, but we don't talk the old English, do we?
Yeah.
Things have changed, and it is interesting when it's well done. Honor Bilsma, for instance.
Yeah.
I enjoy a recital of his. It has to be done with great expertise.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it can be a bore because the restrictions, musical restrictions, are so great.
Yep.
that if you rely only on the rules for performance, then everybody sounds the same, and there's no chance for creativeness. Then you go by the book, and this, for me, is anathema.
Mr. Greenhouse, we have one final question. Is there any advice you would give to a young person just embarking on a life as a professional cellist?
Perseverance is the only thing. Today, with so much talent in the world, so many people striving for a career, that only the people who stay with it for years and keep working at it will have a chance for a life in music. The one encouraging thing I would say to young people is that having had over the years, I would say between 700 and 800 students, real students who have worked with me for a period of 4 years, not more than 2 have had to go into another profession. They're all busy either teaching at universities, playing chamber music, playing in orchestras, fine orchestras, but they're all getting married, having children, and enjoying making music. And that's all that anyone can ask for. I mean, it's a happy life. If you're doing what you want to do and you're enjoying it, that's the best that life has to offer.
Oh, what a wonderful motto, and thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Greenhouse.